In California, we compete against all sizes of schools.
And some of these schools are recognized as the best schools in the United States.
Our high school has a total of 144 students. We compete against schools with 2,000 to 4,000 students.
The entrepreneurship team were state champions. Not only state champions, they went on to national competition and placed 7th in the country.
And it's a great feeling of accomplishment when one of our teams win first place at a state level.
Our winners in the category of parliamentary procedure, the team from Monta Vista High School taking 5th place, taking 4th place. From Lynbrook High School, Richard Coe taking 1st place for the category of parliamentary procedure, the team from Tulelake High School, Jennifer Bell, Jamie Cross, Jessica King, Ross Dixie, and Kyle Taylor.
To become a California state champion, it's a life-changing experience. It's something that they're going to put on a resume. They're going to have something to talk about. And I can guarantee you, as someone who has worked in the corporate world, it's not insignificant. It's huge. When you're interviewing people and you find something like that on somebody's resume, it is a big deal.
I'm very thankful that I got to go to school here. One, because of the small class sizes.
I got to know all my teachers well. I could work with them after school if I needed to. And in all the classrooms, there's a few enough kids where you get personal attention even during class time.
Which made learning easier, and their technology in the school is one of the best that I've seen going around to these different high schools.
A lot of my teachers were coaches, or I just spent time even outside of school with them, and they knew my family.
They were always open for me to come after school and work with them privately. And
they were able to give you practically one-on-one education because all the teachers know you, and they are always willing to help you. And because of that experience with the teachers and with the administration, I was really able to just get myself prepared for college.
I had a very good chemistry teacher, Mr. Orr, that prepared me very well to go into college chemistry.
I feel like it prepared me well for college because at Tulelake I could experience everything. I could play 3 sports, I could be in FBLA.
I was in FBLA for 2 years, and I really remember those 2 years because they were really fun, especially because I got to share with many of my classmates.
I was involved in both the FFA and the FBLA, where I learned a lot of leadership skills and did a lot of networking to help me get ready for college and to help me get ready for later on in life.
In FFA, I did parliamentary procedure and public speaking, and that has really prepared me to be on the speech and debate team.
It's extremely important to have speaking skills in college. If you don't have speaking skills, then pretty much you're just a number and you don't stick out at anything. And
that had already given me a base in public speaking. So when I took my first speech communication class at Cal Poly, I was able to combine all the experiences I've had on the entrepreneurship team in the FBLA and combine them right into my classes at Cal Poly.
Everybody there is just as smart or smarter than you, and if you have good speaking skills, then that puts you a little bit above your peers, and just having that little advantage is a big, big thing.
And I was able to get A's in all my speeches with relative ease.
I'm going to be the first one in their family to graduate, and not from high school, but from college, which is something really big for them. And for me, we're going to cry because we're very happy. Just like I'm never going to forget the day I graduated from high school, I'm never going to forget the day I graduate from college.
6th place, Ariana Azamar from Tulelake.
One of the things that's such a big challenge, you leave high school, is you have no resume. I mean, even people getting out of college, there's people that come graduate from college really without a resume. Gosh, I've got Curtis Staunton, who has already produced a film for Cal-Or Produce.
Curtis sat down, and one night I was all excited when I got back from the presentation. We actually traveled to Pendleton, Oregon to receive the award, and Curtis was watching the videotape, and he says, "Wow, Dad, that's pretty cool, but you know, you need to add this and do this." We talked it over and we said, "Yeah, that sounds like a great idea. Let's let's incorporate some of the video footage from the award ceremony. And then Curtis came up with a concept, and it really kind of laid out the whole plan of what he added to the video, which was quite a bit.
And I decided to try to take it into Mr. Hartung and see what he could do with it. And he got it so I could take this whole video in, put it on the computer, and add my own music, sound, and even go into the clips that the people who first made the video had.
Sent over 100 videos into the Northern California, into some back into the Chicago area.
Safeway, Albertsons, and Vaughn's and companies like that.
We've had real good feedback from our customer base. And, you know, they've even approached us and said, you know, if we ever need a video, we know who to call.
And I always know when I announce the second place winner, that means the one left is first place, and the first place school yells louder than the second place winner. Second place, the team from Maxwell. And first place in entrepreneurship goes to the team from Tulelake, Kelsey Magic.
IT Essentials is the class where students learn how to primarily build computers and then load them with the software to make them run. But they also learn how to troubleshoot and repair computers when things go wrong.
It is a very fun class. We learn a lot about computers and what parts to use when putting together a motherboard.
All memory in pairs. On this computer, do you need
So what's the purpose of the heatsink?
Whenever you're applying as much voltage as we are to the CPU through tiny little wires. There's really two parts to the class. There's a software-based learning where the students actually do simulators on the computers that allow them to install software.
We take a lot of tests, each day learning something new.
But there's also the hands-on portion, which in my opinion is probably the strongest portion of the class. This class is actually important for everyone to take because as computers become more pervasive in society, everyone has them in their home. Everyone has them at their job. You need to be familiar with these systems.
This is an awesome class. We learn a lot about computers and how to put them together.
Over the last 5 or 6 years, the construction class has been instrumental in building projects for the school district.
My name is Mr. Stevenson, and I teach construction, 2 periods, and I also teach ag mechanics.
Down Main Street you can see the bus barn where we store the vans and we store all the groceries for the school district, for the food supplies. And we also have a workshop for the maintenance workers.
Mr. Newkirk started the bus barn down there, and students and myself built 3 more bays on that. This fall we have started a storage shed out here behind the school. And then we'll be doing about 3 pours to finish this job up. And we're going to build this building here. It's going to be 56 by 26 feet long. And students are learning how to basically put in pole construction.
We started mapping out how we were going to build a building, laid everything out on paper first to make sure we did everything, and figured out how much concrete we would pour. We got the foundation poured and some of the support poles in.
They're learning math for sure, how to figure all of this stuff out and be able to do it right. They're learning how to measure. Well, in measuring concrete, what they need to be able to do is be able to figure the cubic feet and the cubic yards of concrete. And they need to have that concept in their mind that it will take 27 cubic feet for 1 cubic yard. So once they get that down, well, then they can come in here and figure this out.
Right now, my favorite class is construction. I like to build stuff. I like to move around more than just sitting down on this chair and doing stuff. So I like
Mr. Stevenson. He's pretty funny.
Good guy. He's pretty cool. He's not like other teachers that take things serious like that. He'll joke around with you, and well, if you get along with him, he'll be pretty cool with you. So.
Likes to get stuff done on time and doesn't really mess around too much. So he's a nice guy. I think we'll learn a lot from him.
First place goes to Tulelake High School.
Another instance of outstanding performance by our students due to the hard work and dedication of our teachers.
One of the things that's really great for me that helps out the business program is where we can take multimedia and have students work on projects with local businesses.
I got to make a commercial for Ross Market in my marketing class, and it was cool having the experience of multimedia in that class because I knew a lot from being in multimedia, and being able to use it in the marketing class to create a commercial was really cool.
Ross Market is conveniently located on the corner of East West and Main and only about a 3-minute walk from school.
We'll see you tomorrow.
You can't help but learn a lot about business when you're writing a script and when you're editing film.
My name is Jared Staub. I'm a 9th grader at Tulelake High School, and I'm enrolled in multimedia 3rd period. We were thinking about interviewing my grandpa and the how the business came about, just how it all got started, and just like a biography on the whole business.
These projects allow students to interact with adults within the community. Students see and get to do real-world work, and through that they get to develop relationships. There's nothing more important for students and for teachers and for the community, and that's this whole idea of developing relationships. The school is going to succeed, it's going to grow because people work together and communicate with one another and just develop positive relationships that allow work to get done.
Where's Tulelake? I want to thank you personally for your advisor sending me the video from last year's Northern Section Conference. I really appreciate it. I've put it on file at the State Department of Education. I've shared it with several people there. It's a very professional production, and I was proud to be a part of it, and I thank you for doing that. It was very, very helpful.
One of the most fascinating and enjoyable items was last year when the multimedia class produced the Pepsi Challenge and was able to compete.
Mark Staunton and Ross Macy came to me with an idea about doing a Pepsi commercial. And I thought, boy, this would be a great challenge, and this is a way to get the students outside of, not just outside of the school, but outside of the community. And what a great way to get publicity for Tulelake High School and the community of Tulelake, because this thing, one of the guarantees of the program is that the commercial would be shown throughout Southern Oregon.
Tulelake High School won the competition in Southern Oregon and got a $1,000 prize, which went into a new sound system in the gym.
I mean, I can't say enough about the pride and the excitement of the kids when we all got together to watch this thing one night at Emily Gasser's house. And when they flashed Tulelake up on the TV screen, I mean, the roar in the room, in that living room at Gasser's house, it was just unbelievable. People were so excited. The parents were excited. The kids were excited. And the sense of pride in their high school, sense of pride in themselves for their achievement, and just a sense of community that occurred through this opportunity.
The Active Board is a really useful tool for the classroom because it lets you highlight things on documents without having to print them out and then use the really old overheads that we have that doesn't really give a good picture.
Well, I relied heavily on an overhead projector, but it's made it more efficient for me because I'm not constantly erasing or cleaning up after an overhead projector.
The Active Board projects it onto a screen with really nice color so that you can really see it well.
It's made things like graphing and easier because I can just have a graphing paper background.
For marketing, I just did a presentation on Pocky. I'm here to tell you all about Pocky, the super snack from Japan. Using the Active Board, I was able to go from a commercial which was on the internet to my presentation that I had made myself in PowerPoint. The commercial was in Japanese, so I made subtitles using Notepad. And using the Active Board, I was able to scroll through the subtitles in Notepad while my commercial was going. The Active Board helps improve communication with the audience because your presentation or whatever it is that you're doing can flow smoothly without having to take breaks, to walk back to the computer, change something and then walk back again to point it out to the class. You can change something while you're working on it without having to move around too much and let people get distracted from your presentation.
In third place, Jenna Gausser from Tulelake. Congratulations, thank you very much.
Working with Martha Hurlburt here at the school, she's very excited about what this technology can do. And several of my students have worked on projects, on history projects, and also in literature projects.
And it has made, I think, just a world that has expanded in the last 4 years, has expanded the possibilities of my classroom.
Projects before, but we've never actually videotaped this type of a project with this much scope. And so this is
Students can become excited about history, they can become excited about literature because they're making a film about it.
These kids were in that like you would not believe. They got together on weekends, they taped all their free time, they wrote their parts, and they had a grand time. And we had a product that so far exceeded anything we'd ever had in the past.
She will do you well. Captain Morgan, no, no, you mustn't leave me. Friend of friend, slayer of evil, keeper of earth.
That's what this advancement can do. That's what working together can do for us. And it's pretty exciting.
Microsoft Office is a course that we started this year. Microsoft Excel is a spreadsheet program in Microsoft Office. It allows someone to take numbers and manipulate them to make forecasts, to do budgets, to do whatever you need to do with numbers. What-if analysis lets you change variables to determine what the outcome will be. The what-if analysis that Microsoft Excel allows you to do is a very powerful tool for today's farmer. It allows them to determine yields based upon water consumption, fertilizer amounts, so you can plug in all these variables and you can see what your yields are going to be. What's really great in Microsoft Excel is the goal seek feature, which allows you to determine what you need your outcome to be and then manipulate your variables to determine what they have to be to get to your outcome. The goal seek and the what if analysis become very, very vital to budgetary processes.
All right, so on your spreadsheet, you're going to have interest rate and term in months. You're also going to have either a 15-year loan or a 30-year loan.
Microsoft Excel is going to help them make decisions based on numerical calculations. To take this into any career field is going to allow them to stand out above and beyond people who do not have Microsoft Excel experience. They are going to be ahead of the game.
Don Kirby invited me to go out with his group, the Calor Wetlands and Waterfowl Council, to film them picking up birds through the refuge. They go through and find diseased birds, and in an effort to reduce the mortality of those birds, they spend several months as volunteers picking up birds. And so we went out and filmed it.
This is a virus, kills them in 12 to 24 hours. Calor Wetlands and Waterfowl Council for the past 5 years has basically taken over the disease control program.
And this year it looks like I've got a couple students, Jared Staub and Curtis Staunton, who are interested in producing a little film about that. One thing that we hope that can happen with the Calor Wetlands Waterfowl Council is that more people will become aware of the work that these folks are doing.
I was in the coffee shop this morning and one of the local insurance men was asking the father of the son in the Cisco class when could he come by and help him with his networking. I mean, it's really exciting that this local knowledge is being used and shared. It's very beneficial to the local businesses.
Cisco Networking is a program developed by Cisco to teach students how to network computers into LANs, which is large area networks, and to WANs, or wide area networks. Cisco is a huge company. They have 85 to 90% of all the hardware that make up the internet. So when you're done with this program, the students are able to sit for 2 different tests. One is a Cisco Certified Network Associate, the CCNA, and the other one is a Network Plus certificate. The Cisco students actually helped wire the network. They designed the network that went into the community youth center, and they were actually involved with pulling all the wiring through conduit that was necessary, and for terminating the connections, hooking up all the hardware involved. So now we have a vibrant network over in the community youth center that was created by the Cisco students.
If these kids can get out and see the nuts and bolts of operations and see how they can create products that are part of the total package that we're trying to sell, I mean, it's going to be a huge benefit for the kids. Just the fact that when they go to school, they've got the confidence to step into any area.
If I did not do FFA or FBLA, then I wouldn't have the motivation to strive to increase in my public speaking ability so that I can place at these college events.
And I see a lot of that in our youth in this community. The kids that are participating in these programs are really coming out of the school with a real confidence level. I've got an older son that's a freshman in college this year, and I can just see that in his classwork just from taking the Cisco systems. And
since I've taken the class, I've learned how to connect routers, and I actually installed a router at my house, which was really cool.
He's able to help out in the dorm and do a lot of stuff with the computers that other kids are scratching their heads, and that's cool. It's really cool for the community.
I was able to get a job with the Tulelake School District, maintaining and repairing computers.
I worked at the Klamath County School District. My uncle is a computer technician there, so I was his assistant, and we went to all the Klamath County schools and we looked at the computers there. We got rid of the old ones that didn't work no more, and we put in new ones that worked. If I wouldn't have taken IT Essentials, I don't think I would have got this job. I would have not known the basics about computers.
Well, it helps because we're working with a bunch of different people, and you kind of work together to accomplish one thing. I think that'll be good in life.
Parliamentary procedure. Second place, Calusa High School.